So you're a self-employed borrower and you want to purchase a home, but you don't know where to start and you don't even know how the hell you're going to qualify because you're self-employed. So I am here as a self-employed borrower and a real estate broker in the state of Florida to assist you guys with some basic education and knowledge to help you actually have a smooth transaction so you don't end up in situations like I have to all the time. So number one, I'm just going to touch base on you guys' taxes, what these mortgage loan companies are going to be looking at to qualify you, unless you're doing like a non-qualifying mortgage, is your adjusted gross income. So we're going to be focusing mainly on FHA for this video concept because your girl knows how difficult it is to get these traditional conventional mortgages. Oh my God, as a self-employed borrower, your adjusted gross income is your number one priority when it comes into qualifying for these, in addition to your credit score. Okay, if you have the 580 credit score, unless you're working with other lenders who have higher overlays like an additional rule in addition to whatever the minimum is, then you're totally okay. So like, let's just say for this example, you're with the loan company who doesn't have additional overlays. We're going FHA. Your adjusted gross income for the last 2 years has been relatively the same. This year you were at a higher margin than last year. They're going to take those 2 years, they're going to average it out, and they're going to come up with your income. Yay! Okay, so you qualify. Congrats, here's your pre-approval. Now you're going to move into your transaction, and you're going to be asked for 3 months of bank statements possibly. So in your bank, you need to ensure that your bank has your bank name, like your name on it, okay? Because if it's like you're getting the loan, but you're using your husband's money or, you know, your wife's money, and your name's not on that account, now it's a gift. It's not even your money, okay? So if the money is coming from you and you are paying for it, you have to be on that bank account where that money is coming from. Or if you're getting a gift, then that's, you know, a different story. But expect the loan officers to be super fucking nosy and need bank statements from the person giving you that money, okay? In addition, if you are getting your money from a sale, you have to ensure that when those sales proceeds deposit, they deposit into the right bank account, okay? So don't end up in a situation where you just sold your house or a parcel or whatever, investment property, whatever it is, and you took your deposit money and you said, hey, loan officer, I'm going to deposit it into this bank account. And you deposit it into this bank account and the loan officer doesn't comment and it's the wrong bank account. Okay, usually loan officers are supposed to tell you which fucking bank account, but like, you know, your girl is like special and always ends up in situations where like the loan officer is like, yeah, okay, that's fine. 2 weeks later, oh, what? You did that? Like, that's crazy. Oh my God. You know, so like, don't end up in that situation, okay? Deposit into the bank account that you are using on your application, okay? So if you're using USAA account 123, you need to deposit into USAA bank account 123, okay? Don't deposit into TD account 324 or Ameritrade or, you know, fucking Chase 320. Deposit into the USA 1234 account. So your money is, let's just say for now, in the correct place. You're good to go. You gave your bank statements, they accepted them, congrats. You're going to need a profit and loss to date, more than likely, for your loan application. They're going to want to see how are you doing this year if it's the middle of the year. Great, awesome, cool. You see how I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty snazzy. How are you? All right. This P&L can be done by you. Make sure it's formal. It's going to need to have all your profits and losses, and you might even need a balance sheet too. So make sure that's all ready, just because if you do need it, you can just give it to them and you don't have to spend like a fucking week working on it, okay? Now, you have all of this prepped. You've met, so for all of your basic conditions, the last most important thing that I can prepare you guys for is this little document named, I believe it's the 4506-T, okay? And what this little document does is it says to you, hey, self-employed borrower, you're self-employed and fuck you. No, I'm kidding. It actually just says that your loan officer is able to go to the IRS and request your 2 most recent years of transcripts. How lucky are you? You get to have some nosy ass people up in your business. Congrats. Welcome to being self-employed. You usually get the shorter end of the stick. Give me one sec. So, you are like signing this document. You sign it. It's good to go. And now you're at a situation where you're just waiting for the IRS to say, yes, she actually makes that amount of money. Yes, he actually does. This is the amount of debt, because that form is not only going to share with your loan officer the amount of money that you make, it's also going to say, this is the debt that this bitch owes. So you need to ensure that before you even go into this fucking mortgage loan application, that you ensure that all of your debt obligations with the IRS is settled, or in a payment plan, or you pay that motherfucker off. Because I'm telling you, your girl sold a house. Your girl deposited the money into the wrong account, told the loan officer, hey, I'm depositing it into a certain account, and then loan officer didn't even say a goddamn thing until 2 weeks later. Oh, that's the wrong account. And then in addition to that, literally learn that this 4506 thing is going to end up being like, hey, you got to have all of this shit like configured, okay? And that's fine. Like, we want to be always configured with the IRS. We don't want to be evading and all that shit and have levies and fines and all this accruing interest and bullshit, right? We just like want to prepare so this can be buttoned up neat, and we don't have to do this in the middle of the fucking year, or 2 days from closing, or whenever. We just want to have it done, okay? So this is what I'm saying, okay? So you're going to go onto the IRS website after all your taxes are done. Make sure that your spouse's taxes are done too if you file jointly, because chances are if you file jointly, both of your names are going to be on that. So both of your taxes have to be current in order for you to be able to initiate a payment plan, if you have to do that, okay? And it's so important because a lot of self-employed borrowers, they don't necessarily plan for their tax to pay at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, whatever you want to call it. So it's very, very, very important that both your taxes are done, they've been accepted by the IRS, and this way, when you call the IRS, you can say, hey, yeah, it's all done, blah, 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 get us on a payment plan. Great. Now, another little info tip is with the IRS, if it's under $25,000 that you owe to them, you're going to be able to do that shit online, unless it's like multiple years back, like way, way far back. You might have to call, get manager's approval, and it's like a whole fucking process, okay? That's what I'm saying. You don't want to wait until you're 2 days before closing to find this shit out, okay? We want to know now so we can plan before we even go into that application, and we can have everything buttoned up. So under 25,000, you're usually able to do that shit online. Above 25,000, under 50,000, you got to call. The IRS is a little bit of a fucking pain in the ass. They say that you can do it online, but you can't always do it online, and most times they want to talk to you. They like you, but they're not going to answer their phone. They're not going to answer their phone in like 5 minutes. They're going to make you wait. They're going to make you wait a couple hours, okay? So be prepared for this shit, okay? That's what I'm saying. Get it done now, not in the middle of your application. If you owe 50 to 100,000, now you're looking at manager's approval. Good job, you, okay? So I would suggest if you got some capital, you got some money, pay that shit off till you're under the 50,000. And this is, again, obviously talk to your tax consultants and your professionals, because this is what I am doing based upon my own shit. This is what I've had, dealt with before. It's just a little bit easier when it's underneath the 50,000, 50 to 100,000. Now you're looking at like a 2 to 8 week fucking approval with the manager just to get your payment plan if you need that. Okay, so if you can pay off your taxes, obviously do that. But if you have to get the payment plan, try to get it so your taxes are underneath the 50,000. And if you owe more than that, plan for the fact that you're gonna have to go and take time to do this. It's not just gonna be like a fucking overnight thing like these loan officers lead us to believe. Like I've had loan officers be like, oh yeah, you can just go into the IRS department on Monday and get it all done within like that same day, and it's not the truth at all. Most places that have the IRS like local departments, you might not be able to get an appointment for like 3 months. So good luck. And when you call them, when you call the IRS, you're gonna be on the phone for basically maybe the entire fucking day, depending on which phone number you call, how you get transferred in. It's like a whole fucking thing, okay? And this is like the last thing in your loan application that you're usually gonna need is this 4506-T. And the last thing that you want is for you to be at that finish line, you're ready to close on your house, and then the IRS is like, damn, dude, she forgot to get in that fucking payment plan. She forgot to, you know, do XYZ, or there's this thing from like, you know, like, you don't want that. So this is what I'm saying, deal with this shit first, because you don't want to get to the finish line and then it's like, bam, hits you in the face like a brick wall, and now you gotta extend, you lose your escrow, it's like a whole thing, you lose the deal, you lose the house, you just sold your house, now you're homeless, congratulations, woohoo, you're the winner, okay? You don't want that shit to happen, you don't want it to fall through, you just want all of this buttoned up before, because like, your loan officers are just gonna tell you like it's a smooth fucking transaction the entire way through, even though for you, it's hell. You're going through everything. You lost your home because you sold it because you were confident that your loan officer was like telling you it's gonna be an easy thing, and it's not. Your loan officer don't know shit. And I'm here to say that your loan officer don't know shit. Your loan officer is just trying to get you to close, okay? You are a commission paycheck, sweetie. I'm sorry, but you are. It's just the truth. I am, you know? And I'm a broker, so I'm a little bit more like tied into this shit, and I take less shit, but like, I want you guys to be fucking prepared so you don't get hammered in your own deals. And if you ensure that your debt obligations to the IRS are good as a self-employed borrower, and you ensure that you are completely in the right with those obligations and you are good to go, then this shouldn't become an issue for you, okay? But I know there's a lot of self-employed borrowers out there who didn't plan their taxes correctly, and they're still waiting to hear back from the IRS, or they just made a payment and it's processing, and now they have to wait for that to get done processing just to be able to make a little bit of a payment plan on the remaining $10,000 that they own to the IRS. Or, you know, there's so many situations that are out there, and not a lot of people understand that when you go into these mortgage loan applications, this all has to be done, okay? And your girl, when I went into this, I didn't fucking know that. And my loan officer's like, oh yeah, you can get it done in like literally a day. And I was like, fuck you, no you can't. I've been like, are you fucking kidding me? I can't get this shit done in a day. This is something to know like in January, if I'm looking for an application months later, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanna have this done, you wanna have it buttoned up, you want to be able to close on your house, and that's that. Like, no extensions, no fucking losing your escrow money, none of that shit. So make sure that your adjusted gross income last 2 years, they make sense. If you're showing in a loss in your second year, like your most recent year, they might take that bottom number. They might not average it out, okay? So your adjusted gross income needs to be on point. Your bank statements need to be on point. Your depository accounts need to be going into that same exact account. And do not make any big purchases. Do not go out and pay off your fucking car in the middle of your application. You know, if you want to pay off your car, then like have your husband pay off your car for you, or your wife pay off the car for you, because you guys have that money off to the side. If the money is in your account though, and you're the one that's borrowing and you're the one going through this application, don't do shit until you fucking close. And then also ensure that this IRS shit is dealt with, because that's going to be your last thing. And like I said, you do not want to get to the fourth quarter and it's like literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are left there with the ball like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So make sure all of this is together. Make sure all your shit is buttoned up. Like, your entire financial accounts need to be buttoned up to a T. And if you have a CPA doing all this for you, that's fucking superb, okay? Good job, sweetie. Go talk to your CPA before you even plan on buying a house, at least 2 years before, because they can actually help you plan for that and make sure that all of your payment plans are in order. Just make sure that you are very clear about this, like, hey, I either want to pay off all my taxes to the IRS or I want a payment plan during this time. Please make sure this is how it happens. Get evidence of that, because when your loan officer puts that 4506-T in and they get everything back, it needs to come back clear, because if it doesn't come back clear, you're going to have to figure that out, and then you're going to have to go and do it again and 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 again until that shit is clear, because you're not going to be able to close until that's clear, okay? And it's stupid as fuck, in my opinion, because, like, W-2 employees, they don't gotta do that. Salary employees, they don't gotta do that. They just literally go like this is the amount of money I make. Hi guys, thanks, my name's Sam. Sam I am. And they're done. But us self-employed borrowers, hey, you know, we're a little bit special. So that's really essentially it, for the most part, that I can think off of the top of my head. Credit, bank accounts, adjusted gross income. You have to make sure that your money, if it's in your account, it's coming from you, it's not a gift, has marinated for at least 3 months. Unless it's coming from a sale, then you have to just deposit it into the correct account, or just do a same-day closing where it's transferred to title. But at the same time, you know, sometimes that doesn't always work out. So just make sure it goes into the right account. IRS is buttoned up, your payment plans are buttoned up, your taxes are buttoned up, and you should be good. Like, you really should be good. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your business during that application. And yeah, that's essentially it, you know. That should honestly get you guys through it. And if your loan officer doesn't say any of this shit to you, you probably need a new loan officer. I'm just telling you, because your loan officer should be preparing you for the application. They shouldn't just be throwing you into the wolves and saying, oh wow, yeah, go ahead and sell your house and you'll be good to go. We're gonna get this approved in no time. You're gonna have clear to close on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh fuck. You know, something came up, you know, you don't want that shit, okay? Your loan officer needs to know what the fuck they're doing. Your broker needs to know what the hell they're doing. Your realtor needs to know what the hell they're doing. And if they don't know what the fuck they're doing, give me a call if you're in Florida, because it will help you. Like, this is not a fucking game. It's not a game at all. This is your life. This is your assets. This is your fucking entire everything, okay? So, like, find the people who protect you. Do not work with the people who don't care about you. All right? So give me a call, text during business hours, 201-952-4665, and or email me at broker@localpmc.com. Our company name is Elite Class Property Management and Real Estate Company, and we are actually here for you guys to help you succeed if you are self-employed, and even if you are a W-2 or salary, you have an easier application than us, sweetie. But definitely our self-employed borrowers, we're here for you guys, because we understand it. We're self-employed, we get it, we got it, it's good, okay? So stay safe out there, be educated, because the more education that you have going into these things, the better, so you don't end up in situations like I always have to deal with. All right, peace out, guys.